Comic-Con's a lot of fun. It's something that I'd gone to multiple times before starting to work with Modesty. This is going way, way back, 10 years. It was always exciting, but it's really a transition once you start actually working as an exhibitor. You also had that experience, right?
Yeah, I mean, I used to go with a few of our buddies during college and a little bit in high school. It was nice. It definitely has progressed and evolved beyond just. I mean, I was able to get into actual panels when I was younger, and now that's a little tough now with the amount of people.
Yeah, it really has grown over the years, and it's been, I think, exciting being on the exhibitor side of things and getting to see that.
It's definitely different.
Yeah, but I mean, every year, I think we see even more diversity, and we see more people who are looking at different types of products. Like, I remember there was one time when you would walk around the show floor, there would be a lot of comics, there would be a lot of art, toys and figures, and you would see maybe exhibitors who are like demoing video games, doing things like that. And obviously the big comic stores would have booths. But now, as you're getting at, you can see just the range of products, that I think a lot of it just has to do with these industries just growing so much over time, that if I were to approach Comic-Con not as an exhibitor, but just as a guest for the first time, going in all these years, I would probably be overwhelmed with the choices.
Yeah. I mean, heck, when we went when we were younger, Dark Horse, DC, and Marvel would have these huge sections that were just like occupy most of the show floor. Now, I think only Dark Horse was there last year.
It's interesting to say because last year was reduced capacity, kind of a special exception. But even with that reduced capacity and even with a lot of the big names not being there, you have a lot of smaller operators, folks like us and folks like all of the folks who come out who really specialize in the different types of entertainment that you didn't even, like, if you didn't know, you wouldn't even notice that, oh, this is half an event. Modern Comic-Con, modern New York Comic-Con operating at half capacity feels bigger than it was when I started going.
Yeah.
And I'm just, sometimes I feel like I'm safer behind the booth. That I know what my role is there is to help people build relationships with new products and get their hands on fun stuff that we offer. And I think that if I were out there just walking the floor again, just trying to see what's up, I would get lost, and I would probably come back, with my purse a bit lighter. I'll say that much.
A big difference that we kind of experience at the, by comparison to just being at the convention, is we're also running the store at the same time. So it's kind of like this interesting dichotomy of, like, say you start the day at the store where there's an event going on, there's like 5 new products coming out, and you're dealing with that. But at the same time, like, maybe you finish your shift and then you're back down into the convention for a couple hours, and it's the amount of people difference is staggering. And even when we're like talking to people, I'm like, oh, well, if you're interested and you're interested in that product, well, and I pull out like the 10. No, let's be honest, I have like 100 of our business cards in my hand, just going, well, if you're interested, it's only one subway stop away. And then some of them actually do show up, and they're like, we heard you had Funkos. I'm like, yes, we do.
We should. And then some. I mean, I don't know how many we're going to have after Comic-Con this year, but in any case, I think that it's a really, really striking contrast between being at the event and being here at the store, just because at the store there's a certain pace to the way that things usually run. There's a lot more just environmental stuff, a lot more running events, as you noted. There's a lot more of just focusing on the particular products that people like to buy when they come in. At the event, you never know what you're going to get. You just meet such a more diverse and broad array of people, often people who aren't even from the area, who are coming in and are specifically going to an event like this, who are traveling regionally in order to see what New York Comic Con is about. You never know what people are going to latch onto. There might be a product that we're not expecting to see huge sales for, and then at Comic-Con we have some, it sells out day one. The numbers for Comic-Con obviously are larger, but at the same time, there's a bit more of a laid-back flow to it. It might seem strange considering all of the work that we're talking about that goes into it, but once the ball is rolling, it really is just a steady rhythm, a steady rhythm, a steady rhythm. There's no timer to keep an eye on for events. There's no there's no shelves to maintain for all kinds of different things that you might not expect. Oh, do we have more of this? Where's this? Everything, once it's on track, it's out and it's there. And I think that really enjoying the flow, just kind of tapping in to the rhythm of that kind of an environment, when it's really, it's an open air bazaar and everybody can come by and pick up something as they're flowing through the event. And also there's a lot more just exploration from people who aren't coming in saying, I know what I want, people who just want to browse our wares. There's really something, I think, very internally satisfying about that. I think that's a pace that you don't necessarily see, especially on event release weekends at the store. Even though Comic-Con as an environment, I would say, is a lot more hectic and has a lot more going on just by sheer volume. If you ask me, what am I going to feel more peaceful about doing internally, and what am I going to feel more of a kind of a calm mind about, I think Comic-Con, once it goes, it flows.
Yeah, it definitely gets a little less stressful once it's open and people are walking through, because it's just, I restock one or two things, that's fine, but then after a while you just deal with the customers and then keep moving. It really is almost like a stream of thought, almost, when you're at the convention. Meanwhile, when you're at the shop, it's definitely different.
Also, a lot less paperwork.